Before the fame, before the glittering lights, before the world called him the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley was simply a quiet Southern boy who found his whole world in one person. His mother, Gladys Love Presley. She wasn't just his mother, she was his protector, his warmth, and his closest friend. The two shared a bond so deep it almost felt sacred, a love born out of struggle, poverty, and unshakable devotion. Elvis grew up during hard times in Tupelo, Mississippi. Money was scarce, and the Presleys lived on the edge of survival. But even in those small, dimly lit rooms, Gladys filled the air with laughter and faith. She'd sing to her little boy and tell him that better days were coming. To Elvis, his mother was everything. "My mama," he once said, "was the most wonderful person in the world." She called him my baby, even when the crowds began screaming his name. When fame came, it came fast. Practically overnight, the shy young man from Tupelo became the heartbeat of a generation. Girls fainted, crowds roared, cameras flashed. And through it all, Elvis stayed grounded by one thing: his mother's love. He bought her a pink Cadillac, not just a car, but a promise, a way to say, "Mama, we made it." He moved her into a beautiful home in Memphis, Graceland. But even surrounded by luxury, Gladys remained humble. She didn't care for fame or money. What mattered to her was her son's safety and soul. Then came 1958. Duty called. Elvis Presley, the biggest star on the planet, was drafted into the U.S. Army. For the first time, he had to leave his mother behind. He tried to sound strong in his letters, but Gladys could hear the sadness between every word. She missed him terribly. Her health began to decline. Friends said she cried constantly, worrying about her boy far from home. And while Elvis served overseas in Germany, her heart grew weaker. Then came the call. Gladys Presley had fallen gravely ill. Elvis rushed back home, desperate to reach her in time. He made it, but only for a moment. On August 14, 1958, Gladys Love Presley died of a heart attack. She was only 46 years old. At the funeral, Elvis collapsed beside her coffin, sobbing uncontrollably. Friends said they had never seen such heartbreak. In that moment, the world's brightest star looked like a little boy again, lost without his mother. From that day forward, something inside him changed. The laughter that once came so easily became rare. The sparkle in his eyes dimmed. He still smiled for the cameras, still sang for the fans, but those close to him knew. A part of Elvis had died with Gladys. He often visited her grave, speaking to her softly, as if she could still hear him. "Everything I do," he said once, "is for her." And in a way, it was true. Every song he sang, every performance he gave, carried her memory. Gladys Presley wasn't just the king's mother. She was his heart, the woman who shaped the man behind the legend. And when she left this world, the king of rock and roll lost the one crown that truly mattered, the love that made him who he was. In every song, in every performance, Elvis carried her memory.